Hello and welcome to this series of Arma 3 Eden. Today I will be showing you a very simple task and how to set up tasks like missions, how to make those complete missions too, how to basically get an AI to enter a vehicle and then to start that vehicle up and to move to a position, how to get him out of that vehicle. Simple stuff like that that is very annoying to learn for a very new beginner at this engine who wants to create scenarios or intros. First off, I have a lot of mods installed, but I'm really avoiding the mods except for the map that we're on. It's the mod Essaker. It's a very beautiful map. I just thought we would use it because it's for show and it's very nice. Onwards with the video. We're going to start off with how to deploy units and squad and grouping and how to make a person a player. Like when I first started, I did not know how to put down a player and know that that's the person I'm going to be when I press play scenario down here in the bottom. Let's get started with that. So I'm going to go over the UI a little bit. We got all the tools up here. Edit just allows you to do like vertical mode and change your snapping and your grids and stuff like this. I don't really mess with this. The only thing you need to really mess with that you can change in the edit is right here. You can play around with these and see what they do. This one makes it to where you can snap a person on the ground, and then if you do like this, it's annoying to snap. I don't really know what it does. I just always have it on this. This one's good to have it on this when you're moving stuff in the air and stuff like that. So you want to play around with these while you're like moving people, and maybe you're getting annoyed that you can't put up someone in a specific place. So just mess around with these up in here and you'll see what's up. Attributes. These are general stuff. The presentation, the overview, the pictures. This is just a bunch of random stuff. You can click all this, unselect that, you can do all that stuff. Environment, you can change the time of day. For this video we're going to put the time of day on this. You can also access that menu from the Intel, and we're going to take all this off. I put this manually on because I was trying to create a zombie thing, which I will have videos on earlier how to do that, so don't worry. Yeah, so we got all that off. Okay, save that. So that you see in the weather, toggle map, that's the map. You can press M to do that. Toggle flashlight, if you want to have a flashlight at night, you can do that. Toggle night vision mode, which I'm doing here. You get thermal and you get night vision and you get normal view. Let's go over tools. This stuff you won't really need for a beginner. I'm not currently to this level. I'm at this level where you can enter all these codes, but that will be a later video for me to show you guys. Don't really mess with this unless you know what you're doing. Preferences. This is just game preferences. Save whenever, you know. You can pretty much read this and know what's going on in there. Function, no video options. This is your game video options. This is your audio game options, your game options. This is all stuff you do while you can play the game too. Controls. Play in single player, play in SP with briefing. This is stuff that you can change how you want to play. You can play in multiplayer with your friends. And this is just a bunch of community stuff and help. And also the tutorials are up in here. If you want to do them, you just click this top right tutorials button. I've done some just to see more in depth, but they're really not helpful for a person that does not know what they're doing and has not watched any video on stuff whatsoever. So let's get into actually putting units down and seeing what these units can do with the help of you. So if you go in here, you won't have all of these. You'll have FIA and NATO. I'm pretty sure that's all you will have. These are just extra units from me from mods, and I'll link all the mods in the description, even though I won't be using them, just if you guys are interested. Here's all the different types of guys. As you see this, you open cars, boats, and men. Notice how I'm in F1. It's singular objects, and we'll get into this later. This is singular objects. And you can place down a guy, and you see how he has this red outline? That means when I press play scenario, I'm going to be him. I will be this guy when I press play scenario. This guy doesn't have a red outline, but he does, so I won't be him. I will be him. I want to make that clear because some people get confused about that. So to move this guy around, you just hold left click while you are on him. To make him go up and down on surface, you hold Alt and left click. that will go up and down. And then to rotate them, you hold shift and left click and you just move your mouse around. And you can also see all that stuff in the bottom right here. Like, look when I hover over him, you see all that stuff down there. So that's the basic moving and stuff like that. Let's see what else we can show you before we get more in depth in this video. We'll go into grouping. So if I want to put this guy right here, notice how this guy up in the top left, he's an alpha 1-1, this guy's an alpha 1-2. They're in their own squad. They're not in the same squad, meaning that if I wanted to do an action for this squad, it would only be this guy doing the action. And now if I want this guy to do the same action, then I would have to redo that action for him. So by making them in the same squad, like holding control, left click on the blue dot and dragging them over, you link the two. And now they're both an alpha 1-1. This guy's a squad leader because he's got the lead over it, so that means I'm the squad leader. So if you want the player to be able to control this guy, now he is, because you're the squad leader. Now say you didn't want your person to be the thing. I'm just going to go over to civilians right here and grab a man, and I'm going to set this guy's player. So now this guy is being bossed around by this guy, and if I want to get into more in depth, we are going to be able to make this troop move by holding the squad lead, making this guy do it too, because whatever I do to this guy he'll do because they're connected in the same squad. I can come over here and notice down here it says add waypoint, shift right click. So if I shift right click here, and then if I hover over this right click, it says alpha 1-1 #0 move. If I double left click on that, I can change what I want them to do when they get to that position, but I'm not going to change it because I want to show you guys how they move. And we'll get into this stuff later. Don't worry, we'll be getting into all this stuff. If I go here, I play scenario, I want to be the civ, and look, these guys will run over in this general direction, and they'll chill here. See? They'll chill. Now if I return to Eden Editor, ignore that stuff over there. I'll show you where to ignore it later. That's part of a mod. Now they all move over here, right? Now I can come in here. Some of these I'm told and have tested and know they do not work. Cycle works, and basically it'll make them cycle. So if I want to make these guys patrol, we'll do that for you. Right click. So if I want to put down another patrol or another waypoint, my bad, I shift right click and then shift right click over here. And if I want to make these guys do a patrol, I double left click on this, and at the very end when I press cycle, and that will connect them, making them cycle around. So if we go play scenario, now these guys will run around not in a diamond form, they'll run around the general area. They're not going to follow the lines exactly, see? They'll run around and they'll be like, oh, are there any people around here? No, I don't see anybody. And now they're going to loop. For the sake of this video, you guys will know I'm going to end this right here, but they will eventually just keep running around until they enter combat. So let's get out of here. So if I want to change this, and I want to say, I want these guys to come down here, and say there's a, let's say, come down here on the other side of this, and I know I'm not the player and I'm making a scene, and I want these guys to come over here and be prepared to fight. I would double left click on this, and then I would go to move. Yeah, you want it to be move, and then weapon waypoint state. In this state, they're open fire, keep formation aware. So if I just don't do anything here, they'll be the same state as they are over here than here. But if I want them to be, I want them to open fire, and I want them to be in combat mode. So when they get over here, they'll be in open fire mode, which they'll be out of formation, so they won't stick together, but they'll still speak together. And then they will have combat. They'll be in combat mode. They'll have the gun range. They'll be running around trying to find enemies because they're in combat mode. So that's how that works. I'm gonna go in depth a little bit more on how that stuff is because I kind of just skipped a step. And let me move back a step and show you what that stuff is. So if I go in here, this is the attributes, and to get this, you just double left click on the symbol. Notice how I'm double left clicking on the alpha 1-1. If I double left click on this, I'll get, oh my bad. If If I double click on the guy, I won't get that same option. I'll go over this next. Double click on this guy, I get combat mode, behavior, formation, speed, and then everything else is the same as the other mode, which I'll go over in the other menu not to confuse you guys. Basically, you can hover over these and you can read what they say. It will tell you exactly what they mean, and what they do. I'm not going to go in depth with that, but that's what they do. Aware, you can also go, same thing goes for this, just go in here and read what these say, and you'll be able to know which one you want for best for your scenario. Formation, basically puts them in a formation when they spawn in. Full makes them sprint, makes them normal, makes them limited, so they just can walk. So that's for show. Don't want to do that when they're fighting. Usually you can do full and they'll be fine. I usually just keep it around there. So now if I double click on this guy, I can come in here and I can change him to the player. So that means when I play scenario, I'm going to spawn in as him. I can give him a role description. So if I click him as playable in a server list, you can say, hey, pick me. And it will say his name, and then his position, and then it'll say, hey, pick me. Hey, pick. I mean, not hey, pick me. And put that in. You can change his skill level if he's not a player. We're going to take him off a player. You can make him 100% you can make him the bomb, dude. You can make him super good. You can rename him. You can change his face. You can change his voice. You can change the pitch of his voice. The only thing I don't know what this is the only thing I really don't know about this menu. This we'll get into later. This is coding and stuff like that. I'll show you a scenario maybe in this episode or the next episode, depending on how long this is. So yeah, that is how you do that. Now I'm going to show you now I'm going to make a little small scenario where these guys are gonna my bad. Let me go back a step once again. My bad, I'm skipping ahead. I'm gonna go over here and you got F1 to F2. Now this is gonna be a real fast overview of this. Basically what this does is allow you to automatically pop a squad in. So it comes with a bunch of people. So you see that? It automatically popped a huge squad and moved these guys in. They're all part of the same squad now. Now they're Alpha 1, 2, and they're all right here. Also, let me show you guys something real quick. So if I'm all the way back here, I don't have to fly all the way here to get to this, guys. I can just double left click on this. Or I can right click, go here. My bad, not double left click, and then it'll automatically bring you to there. Yeah, but this is all that is just a bunch of, you can deploy a bunch of squads instead of putting a bunch of single people in. But if you really want to get in detail, you go to here and you can pretty much make your own squad. By dropping it right next to them, it links them automatically, making the person that you put down first the squad leader. Just, that's a good note to have. So if you want to make your own squad, blah blah blah, you can do that. Also, let me show you that you can completely customize every person you put down by going here, right clicking on them, going edit loadout. This will bring up a whole arsenal of things. Come in here, you can change the weapon he has. These are mods, by the way, so don't be like, oh, those are an Arma 3, I didn't know that. No, they're mods. You have to download the mods, which I will put in the description. You can change his NVs, you can change everything about him. So that's good to know if you want to completely customize your whole scene and make it like really nice looking, make them wear nice clothes and not like default stuff like it spawns in with. But that's for really in-depth stuff, which we will make a series. This will be a tutorial series, and we will have a series of me actually making a whole cool scene and like stuff like that. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun, this channel, and we will also be playing Rust and other games too with friends, not just this. This is just a start on my channel because this is really what I'm into right now. Like, I've been obsessing over this thing for the past week or two, and it's been a lot of fun. I haven't really made scenarios. I've been learning it, and it took me about a week, and you know, now I feel confident that I can come in here and I can create my own scenario, and it'll be great. I've watched a lot of videos, I've read a lot of stuff, I've done a bunch of stuff, I've even tested stuff and making stuff on my own, and then looking at a video and be like, oh, I did that, that's pretty cool, I discovered that myself. Anyways, it's a lot of fun. Let me get back to the video. So far we have discussed how to deploy troops, how to move troops, how to do all that stuff, how to make them loop, and all their modes and the attributes and everything, and the arsenal. Now we are going to discuss triggers. Triggers really make your game pop out. They really make the game a lot better and a lot more customizable to your fashion. Let me show you why. So to get to triggers, you go up here and you simply click triggers, and it's a flag. So I can come here and I can pop out this, I can pop out this. Now see the difference, this one doesn't have a thing following it and this one does. We'll get into that in a bit. These are presets. So if I come over here and let's say I want to get, let me get this guy, and let me get let's get the default one, and let's get this guy. Oops, no, and this guy. Let's get this guy. So these two guys, let me get this guy, not the player, and let me get a civ, so me, the B. So these guys are enemies. Blue 4 and Op 4 automatically shoot each other. Blue 4 and Independent do not shoot each other unless changed in settings. I think it's settings. No, not settings. It's attributes. No. It's general. And down here you can make it the fight sign, and that's how that works. But anyways, so these guys will automatically fight each other. If I deploy, they'll fight and shoot. But that's no fun. Let me make a little scenario. So this guy, let's say this guy is over here, and I want him as soon as, let me get the flag over here. This is a trigger, by the way, so let me grab these guys and pull them over here. Let's put this guy in the tree, aiming here, put them on the other side of the tree, and this guy can be chilling here. If I want this guy, so here, let's go into the trigger and show you some stuff in the trigger before I start saying what I'm going to do. This is the box. You can make this as big as you want. See? And you can change it to a square. See? Cool stuff. We're going to keep it as a square for this little situation. And I'm going to do it, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. And tell you how I am doing this. If that makes sense. So if you go, why did I repeat? So I'm stupid. Anyways, trigger activation. Type. You don't need to mess with the type for now. Activation. Blue 4. Because I'm going to have this guy come into here, and as soon as he comes in here and is present in that box, it will activate a trigger. And by activating a trigger, we'll trigger this guy to do something that we tell him to do. So I'm going to get this guy, I'm going to shift right click, set a point, so he's going to move into here, and it's going to trigger this, which is going to trigger this guy. Shift, so you're going to come over here to get this guy to move over here. You have to come highlight him, shift right click, make him move a little bit, and then you have to come here, shift right click, connect, set here, and then you need to highlight this and shift right click. So what I did that kind of fast. Let me explain what I did. So I came here, I set him a waypoint just to move, and then I right click, connect, set waypoint, and click this, and then I came back here, highlight this waypoint, and shift right click here. So now he's going to come over here, and I'm going to want him to seek and destroy. He's going to seek and destroy this guy. He might not destroy him, he might die, he might not. Let's see what happens. This will basically let him move in. This guy's running in, he's running in. You see him, he start running in, don't get the crossfire. Oh, I got in the crossfire, god dang it. Let me restart that. Try not to get in the crossfire this time. Look, see, as soon as he gets in there, he triggers and he starts running. Oh wow, this guy won. That guy sucks. You got wrecked, bro. Alright, let's just have a little bit of fun. I'm a civvy with a gun, now you're dead. Alright. So, oh, by the way, no units attack civilian as long as you're not attacking them. That is something to note. So that's the basics right there of triggers. Now you can see the potential here. I can come in here and I can say not present. So if this guy leaves the area, this guy's going to come over here and he's going to seek and destroy. Let's see how this works. Now there's like me just moving two things and changing stuff. Just makes it a whole new game. Now this guy's going to come and he's going to be like, whoa, what's going on? Is there a bad guy? Oh my god, he sucks. Then he kills him. So now you have yourself a little scenario. And what makes this good If I come in here and I change it back to what we had at present, boom, boom, and then I get this guy some mates. Give some mates. Now remember, the squad follows him. Since he's gonna seek and destroy, they're gonna seek and destroy with him. Now if I come here and I make this, we make these guys good, so they kill me instantly. I don't know, I never actually mess with the skill level. Let's see how it works. And I make this guy the player, and I want to play as him. Now look, I'm walking through. Oh, it's all safe. Pretend I didn't see them, and now I'm being shot at them. Oh yeah, they're a lot better. They just shot at me. But now you get the point. Like, it makes the game more immersive. If I didn't have any of this set up, I just come running over here. I see what's up. I turn around. Oh, I see a bunch of guys, and now they're all coming over here to kill me. Let's toss a grenade. I don't know if I killed him or not. I did kill him. You see what I mean? Oh, I got a mod on, so your game won't do that. Let's see if it does it to bodies. No, it doesn't. That's called, the mod's called Bloodlust, and you can set all the settings in here. I'll go into more detail about the mods and setting up mods and making the game even better with mods later. Like, for example, I'll give you a preview of maybe 3 episodes from now. Right now, let's go back to Eden Editor. This is what I'm currently struggling with right now. So if I come in here and I go down, I have zombies. And this is from a mod which I will link in the description, and I have zombies now. You see? Right now I'm working on a scenario for zombies and stuff, and I'm trying to figure out how to make a whole scenario where you are a single survivor of a zombie apocalypse and you have to run. It's going to be an Esseker. You're going to have to run from a village to the airfield, jump on an airplane, get out of here. That's going to be it, but it's going to be a lot more bait. It's going to be a lot harder. You're going to have less, you're not going to have that much ammo, you're not going to have any of that stuff. So it's going to be hard. Right now I'm in a dilemma though. I am currently trying to figure out how to make zombies have spawn with die and have loot on him. That's the problem I'm running into right now. Once I figure that out, I will upload this series and we'll get going with it, making a scenario that you guys can play. Anyways, this is the basics. I'm going to end this video now, and I will see you guys in the next one. The next one will be working with triggers and vehicles, and more stuff with triggers, showing you guys the potential of what you guys can do, and maybe showing you guys some of the actual coding, per se. Coding. Not much of real coding, but yeah, that's what we'll get into the next video. We'll start working with cars, more triggers, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, dislike if you need to. Got questions, ask them, and I will try to respond. Probably not going to be a lot of questions or comments, so I will easily answer your comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to end this because I'm rambling. Bye-bye.